Bum, 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 bum. LeBron James fans, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, they all over. Basketball sites, gossip sites, celebrity sites. Go in and KD, 5, 6 years of pit hit, up frustration, super team, Golden State, payback, all that. One time, they get that. Play and pay, they get it. And they did it come back, payback. Nah, man, but yeah, shout out to the Ticket TV, man. He was talking about this shit yesterday in the live stream. Well, he was talking about it on his live stream, but I was in the chat. And absolutely, you could just see that shit coming a thousand miles away. That if KD and the Brooklyn Nets were in any situation where there's going to be an embarrassing uh, exit, and this team is done. Look, historically, no team has ever come back from 0-3 deficit, and it's not going to be this team. Boston, I can see in their body language, they are on a mission to beat this. They're going to sweep these motherfuckers. I think Boston got, look, I think Brooklyn got one last run in them at some point in the game if Boston just isn't having this flukish game. Excuse me. If Brooklyn is having one of these flukish games where they're making everything, other than that, they're going to have like a run. But if Boston can withstand that one run, they're going to quit. I think they've already quit. But man, you're looking at social media, man, these LeBron James fans are going in on KD. I notice it's a combination of KD is a combination of LeBron fans and it's also Warriors fans. And by default, some of them are Curry fans. And they have this resentment toward KD, okay? Uh, because, with the Curry fans, they feel like, well, KD's taking too much of the credit for the championships that Curry won. And, Clay don't really have that type of huge fan base. Curry does. So it's mostly aimed toward Curry. They feel like this validates Curry because, hey, look, he's struggling with this team. He came here and benefited off of us, which he did. Because shit, I remember in the interviews when KD was all over the place, the one key word I kept hearing was, man, I could just imagine going to that team. Everything would be so easy. Everything that he said, I broke it down to that shit. When he said that, I said, you know what, man, this guy really is not built like that. He went to that team specifically because he knew it would be easier for him. And now we see what we have always been suspecting that when he goes to a team where it's a normal situation, where it's not overloaded with, more than two superstars, it's the same old song with him. He comes up short in the playoffs. And now you're on the verge of getting swept in the first round with a team that supposedly some pundits thought could win 75 games a couple years ago, all because you got greedy and wanted to stack the deck. I have no sympathy whatsoever for Kevin Durant. Nope, nope. And one thing I noticed is that a lot of people love when I go in on LeBron James, and a lot of times LeBron is right. I feel justified doing that shit. Whenever I feel justified in doing it, I'll do it. But I'm not going to do it just for the sake of doing it. But KD is just as bad, if not worse, because KD's move to go to Golden State to me was worse because Miami was not a super team. The year before they joined up in Miami, they went 46-36, and they was exited out of the first round. The Warriors went to the finals. And look, I hate to say this, Draymond Green was playing the best basketball of his life at that time. The best basketball of his life was being played at that time. And in that particular playoffs. And you have to wonder, with him not being in that game five, and then Bogut being hurt, would Cleveland have won? I don't know. It was so close. You have to say maybe not. So it's not the same situation, man. And LeBron fans, the extreme ones, get on my motherfucking nerves. But in this situation, I hate to say it, but there's some justification. There's some justification because when the Cleveland Cavaliers were playing against Golden State, they didn't really have a shot, especially in 2018 after Kyrie left. They didn't have a shot. And KD and celebrating that he wondered why fans don't embrace him because you won two of the easiest rings in the history of the NBA. So it is what it is. They're going in on his ass now. I have no sympathy.